Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and this is going to be the Week 1 review of the Madden 08 franchise universe. Starting off with the Saints and the Colts, the defending Super Bowl champions in this game. The Colts started off with an 18-yard field goal by Adam Vinatieri, but then Mari delivered a 32-yarder of his own. Second quarter is where the scoring really started happening. You had Reggie Wayne scoring a 73-yard touchdown pass from Peyton Manning, and Adam Vinatieri kicking a field goal for a 10-point lead now. Then Scott Fujita, I apologize if I mispronounced that name, scores an 82-yard fumble return. Then Marvin Harrison gets an 80-yard pass from Peyton Manning. Jackson gets a 27-yard pick six, but then New Orleans ends the half with a 2-yard run by Deuce McAllister. Then Vinatieri gets a 53-yard field goal. Then Dallas Clark gets a 4-yard pass from Peyton Manning. Excuse me. And you see, Colts up big. You really think that Saints wouldn't come back, but you see, 27 points for Saints, nothing for the Colts. All started with a 28 run by Deuce McAllister. Then Reggie Bush gets a 9-yard run, but the extra point got shanked. And then Carney gets a 3-yard run. Then Reggie Bush gets a 5-yard run. Which, crazy all these rushing touchdowns happened with Drew Brees being quarterback. Speaking of Drew Brees, he went 22 for 53, 319 yards, no touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Meanwhile, Peyton Manning went 28 for 80, nearly 500 yards, 3 touchdowns, 5 picks. But, it's football. Weird things happen. Then we have Broncos and Bills. As you can see, the Broncos just dominated early on. We got a 1-yard pass from Brandon Stokely to Jay Cutler, Then Jason Elam kicks a field goal. Another field goal, and they're already up 13-0 at half. Then Johnson gets a 4-yard touchdown run. And then Price gets a 27-yard pass from J.P. Losman. And to finally put Buffalo on the board. But then Jake Elam kicks a field goal to finish it off. Neither team were really all that efficient on third downs. Don't know why Denver was going for it on fourth down, looking at this. Yeah, just the offense wasn't getting going for Buffalo. That was their biggest issue, 53 rushing yards, 110 passing yards. I'm not sure if the sack is from them or from their defense. But yeah, 2 picks. Not the best way to have your game, And neither team, I looks like, could really get going because Travis Henry's longest run was 8 yards. Kyle Johnson's longest was 4 yards. Got a couple 29-yard passes from the Broncos. Longest pass was by Peerless Price. That was caught for 27 yards. So, yeah, I mean, Denver, let's see, we'll just take a little sneak peek here. I mean, Denver's an 88 overall team. They should probably have blown them out the water. And the Bills are, 83 overall. So, rating-wise, they should have blown Buffalo out the water, but football. Pittsburgh and Cleveland. At the time we were recording this was the last regular season matchup between the two teams in real life, even though Pittsburgh plays tonight at the day I'm recording this against the Bengals. So they go from one Ohio team to another. We got Cleveland scoring first with Jamal Lewis getting a 5-yard run. Then Willie Parker answers back with a 1-yard run of his own. Phil Dawson kicks a 33-yard field goal. Then he kicks a 31-yarder. Then Pittsburgh ends the half with a Brady Quinn safety. And then gets a field goal by Jeff Reed with 11 seconds left in the half. Then Big Ben runs for 4 yards, and they fail on a 2-point conversion, which basically puts momentum on its head for Cleveland now, because Jamal Lewis scores 2 touchdowns, one from 2 yards out and one from 5 yards out. They failed a 2-point conversion, but they got an extra point, so they were okay with an 8-point lead because Pittsburgh couldn't come back in the end. And defensively, though, oh hey, Cleveland scored more than, 18 points in this game? Yeah, that's the crazy thing. Cleveland went 2 for 8 on third downs. Pittsburgh went 12 for 18, and Pittsburgh still loses. You know? I mean, Cleveland's defense helped out by getting 2 interceptions on Big Ben, though. So that's what really helped them out. Eagles and Packers in the battle of teams that wear green. Jackson gets a 2-yard touchdown from Brett Favre. Then David Akers kicks a field goal for the Eagles in the second quarter. And then Curtis catches a 25-yard pass from McNabb. David Akers nails another field goal. Rayner nails a 51-yarder. And David Akers tries to put the game on ice with 2 more field goals. One from 37 yards out and then another one from 29 yards out. Jones catches a 45-yard pass from Brett Favre. But too little too late. And the story in this game, by the looks of it, Eagles were just able to get into the red zone, you know. Sure, they kicked 3 field goals, but, you know, able to get into the red zone, able to make things easier for your team. Plus, they picked off Brett Favre twice. And recovered 2 fumbles, too. So, Brett Favre must have gotten hurt in the game. So, they got 2 picks off of Aaron Rodgers. And also, the Packers having 7 penalties on them, like, that hurt them a good bit, too. So, next we have Chiefs and Texans. And this is before the Chiefs' major dynasty, where we have Larry Johnson getting a 9-yard touchdown run, and then catching a 9-yard pass from Trent Green. And Trent Green passes another touchdown, this time to Eddie Kennison for 4 yards. Mathis gets a 1-yard touchdown pass from Matt Schaub. But Larry Johnson shuts any momentum down with a 2-yard run of his own. And then Brown with a 32-yard field goal to give the Houston some points. Story for this one, look at the total offense, just good playing by the Chiefs, you know. Great rushing attack, which is something that I believe they were doing well at this time anyways, so, which is crazy, because nowadays the Chiefs are known for their passing attack. And as you can see, that's what the game I played. I ain't going over all of this, because even though it starts in the second quarter, as you can see, 63 points in the first quarter, a lot of blue. Yeah, Jacksonville went 0 for 26 on third downs, while 39 yards on rushing, 48 yards in passing. Got sacked 12 times. Threw 18 picks. The only positive was kick return yards. They even lost a couple of fumbles. And not just dominated time of possession, so yeah, just skim over through that game. Falcons, Vikings. The two teams that at Secret Base has done a full-length series on. Starts with Sidney Rice getting a 10-yard touchdown pass from Tim Rattay. Then McMullen gets a 39-yard pass from Rattay in the second quarter. Then both teams trade field goals. Billy Cundiff from 48 yards and Ryan Longwell from 26 yards. And both teams got over 300 yards of offense. Just for the Falcons, they just couldn't convert a third down to save their life. Or a fourth down for that matter. Who's the Falcons quarterback in this game now? Michael Vick. Michael Vick got 200 yards passing, and they did not win the game. That's crazy, especially since Vick had how many yards rushing? 59 yards. No turnovers either, so it was just an ineptitude on third down for the Falcons. Patriots and Jets. Jets with a surprising win, with Mike Nugent getting a 55-yard field goal. Then Jones with a 2-yard run. Steven Gostkowski with a 33-yard field goal to put the Patriots on the board. But then Jones with another touchdown run, this time 3 yards out. Then Gostkowski kicks another field goal from 38 yards out. Then Nugent gets another field goal from 52 yards out. Stallworth gets a 15-yard pass from Brady. Lavernus Coles gets a 21-yard touchdown pass from Chad Pennington. And then Dante Stallworth gets one more touchdown pass from Brady. But Patriots couldn't be able to do what they normally do and take a surprising loss to the Jets. Yeah, Patriots just couldn't get a first down in this game. That's the crazy thing. Maybe because they couldn't get the run game going. Seeing how they only had 75 rushing yards. So, yeah, Patriots 0-1 to start the year. Surprising on that one. Panthers and Rams. Rucker got a 6-yard scoop and score to start off the scoring for Carolina. Then Torrey Holt gets a 17-yard touchdown pass from Mark Bulger. Then Steve Smith gets a 4-yard touchdown pass from David Carr. Was Jake Delhomme through this game? I can't remember. Then Hall gets a 2-yard pass from Mark Bulger. Then John Casey gets 2 field goals, one from 40 yards and one from 20 yards. And then Marshall gets a 99 punt yard return because why not, you know. And Wilkins kicks a field goal from 52 yards out. Then you have Isaac Bruce getting a 7-yard touchdown pass from Mark Bulger. But John Casey's making sure that St. Louis doesn't come back here. Kicking another field goal, this one from 54 yards out. Then you have Wilkins kicking a 42-yard field goal. And then leave it to Steve Smith to put a dagger in the hearts of Rams fans by scoring from 5 yards out with another pass from David Carr. Yeah, what really hurt the Rams, I believe, were turnovers. Yeah, they lost 3 fumbles, threw a pick. Oh, granted, the Panthers threw a pick and lost a fumble themselves, but that 99-yard punt return touchdowns really would hurt them. Dolphins and the Redskins. Excuse me on that. Excuse me. You have Will Allen scoring a 70-yard pick six in the first quarter. Second quarter, you had Dante Culpepper getting a 5-yard touchdown run. Then you have Chris Cooley catching a 5-yard pass from Mark Brunell. And you have Ronnie Brown getting a 4-yard touchdown run. Brandon Lloyd getting a 25-yard touchdown pass from Mark Brunell. And then Ronnie Brown puts the icing on the cake with a 88-yard touchdown run. And story for this game? Thing is, Miami just couldn't get a pass game going. But you got the ground game going, so that works well for you. You know? Plus, the pick six helped out too. A lot. Then we have the Lions at the Raiders. And with this one, yeah, Furry recovered a fumble in the end zone for a touchdown. Then Hansen kicked 3 field goals. One from 50 yards out, one from 40 yards out, one from 38 yards out. And then he had another field goal from 46 yards out. John Kidner runs in for a touchdown. And then Hansen kicks another field goal just to put the game even more out of reach. And the crazy thing is, Detroit was able to get their offense going. It's just they couldn't get it going enough to consistently score, because 452 yards, you should have more than just a touchdown run from the quarterback up on the board. Yeah, but they were able to get 5 turnovers on, 5 picks on the Raiders, and forced 2 fumbles too, even though they turned them all over quite a lot themselves with 5 interceptions and a fumble. Yeah, they put in Jamarcus Russell late to try to put in a comeback, but he threw 3 picks. So, number 1 overall pick, not looking too hot, you know. Then we have the Bears at the Chargers. Where it started to become a field goal battle early on. Robbie Gould with a 34-yard field goal, then Nate Kading with a 40-yarder, then Robbie Gould with a 48-yarder, and Kading with a 55-yarder. And then Robbie Gould starts winning the field goal competition with 43 and 44 yards. Then another one 28 yards, then 42, and then 53. And as you can see, Chicago just seemed to be kicking a lot of field goals here. Well, this game was just field goals until the fourth quarter, where after one more field goal by Robbie Gould, just for good measure. Jesus Christ, he made 7 field goals. Adrian Peterson, not the Vikings one, scores a 2-yard run. With an extra point by, you guessed it, Robbie Gould. And yeah, neither team could convert a third down to save their lives. Just like that, 18.7% and 14.7%. And which is crazy to see. Yeah, defense really stepped up here for both teams, especially Chicago. 7 turnovers, getting 6 interceptions on Phillip Rivers. Then again, doesn't help that he threw 66 passes. Then again, Rex Grossman didn't do too hot either, throwing 54 times. Cedric Benson got 46 attempts on the ground though, so yeah, Chicago had the ball for a long time. It's just they couldn't turn a lot of these plays. 8 field goals made by Robbie Gould. That's insane. But Nate Kading wins the distance competition they were having. Seahawks and Bucks, this game came down to the wire. You got Pollard, who caught a 9-yard pass from Matt Hasselbeck. Then you had Matt Bryan kicking a 45-yard field goal. Then Brown kicks a 49-yarder, and then also a 40-yarder. And then Ryan catches kicks a 31-yard field goal. Then you have Joey Galloway catching a nice 69-yard pass from Jeff Garcia. Then you have Clayton catching a 6-yard pass from Garcia to put him ahead. Then you have Brown kicking a 31-yard field goal. And then Branch catching a 10-yard pass from Hasselbeck. Then you have Brown kicking a 55-yard field goal. Bryan kicking the 36-yard field goal. Have Tampa Bay up by 6. Well, up by 1, I believe. Well, I'm not sure of my math on that one, actually. But Hackett gets a 65-yard pass from Matt Hasselbeck. And then Brown kicks a 47-yard field goal to put them up by 6. So that field goal actually put them up by 4. Then Marcus Clayton catches a 1-yard pass from Garcia, down by 6. But they couldn't be able to do anything. Which is crazy because Tampa Bay got 538 yards of offense. But it seems like the story with a lot of these teams, they just couldn't convert a third down to save their lives, you know? It doesn't help the fact that they threw 6 interceptions as well, you know? On 85 passing attempts, Jesus Christ. How do you win the time of possession when you throw 6 interceptions? Like, Jesus Christ. You know? One of the last games of the week, Cowboys and Giants, where Lawrence Tynes kicks 2 field goals to open up the scoring for New York from 25 and 23 yards out. Then Martin Gramatica, 24 yards, 55 yards, and 24 yards again. Before Dallas scores a touchdown from Sam Hurd. Hurd with a 23-yard touchdown pass from Tony Romo. Then Lawrence Tynes ends the half with a 51-yard field goal. Then Henry gets a 33-yard pick 6. Lawrence Tynes kicks 2 more field goals from 43 and 39 yards out. And that will be the last scoring for the Giants, as Terrell Owens gets a 58-yard touchdown pass from Romo. Marion Barber gets a 2-yard run. And that's it for the scoring there. And it's crazy to see that the Giants had more yards than the Cowboys, more first downs than the Cowboys. But again, couldn't convert a third down to save their lives. And those 2 field goals, that's probably what costed them any momentum instead of going for it there, you know. 88 pass attempts. I mean, I know you got Eli Manning under center, but Jesus Christ, you got Eli, not Peyton. You know? But yeah, like, you get 4 interceptions on Tony Romo, yet you still lose the game because you kicked a bunch of field goals. Now, the Ravens and Bengals. I said the Ravens were going to win this off their defense. The Cincinnati offense barely took that personally. But it started off decent, though. And Matt Stover with the 24-yard field goal, then Shane Graham with a 41-yard field goal. Then he kicks 2 more field goals of 23 and 36 yards. Then Ed Reed with a pick 6. Then Shane Graham gets his 4th field goal of the game to take a 2-point lead into halftime. And Marv Lewis must have said something in the locker room because Shane Graham kicks a 26-yarder. And then Matt Stover gets the last score for Baltimore. It's a 51-yard field goal. Then Shane Graham scores with a 35-yard field goal. And TJ Hushmanzada gets a 43-yard pass from Carson Palmer for a touchdown. Then Shane Graham kicks 2 more field goals. And you have 485 yards of offense on one of the best defenses in the game. The offense is a little bit questionable. I mean, yeah, sure, they got Steve McNair, Derek Mason, still. They got Todd Heap. But when you're still... But you see Steve McNair here and a couple of their other guys, like Derek Mason. There's someone on their defense. I think Samurai Roll. Yeah, Samurai Roll, which he got injured in this game. You got a lot of star players that are up there in age, and you might want to start looking for the younger guys in the draft and free agency. And the final game of the week, Niners and Cardinals. Now, the Cardinals started off very strong with a 1-yard run and by Edgerrin James, and Barry with a 20-yard scoop and score. Meanwhile, the Niners answered back with a Nedney 36-yard field goal and a Frank Gore 15-yard run. Neil Rackers answers back with a 50-yard field goal of his own. And after that, it became all San Francisco. Nedney with a 30-yard field goal. Lately with a 17-yard pass from Trent Dilfer because Alex Smith had to leave the game with a concussion. You know, that C word that modern EA games are afraid of putting in. And then Nedney with a 33-yard field goal. Then another 21-yard field goal. Then Battle with a 54-yard field goal from Trent Dilfer. Although, why would you go for 2 when you're up by that much already? When you're up by 15? You know, and your defense is playing well, but, yeah. Then Spencer scoops and scores from 16 yards out near the end of the game. But yeah, 609 yards of offense for the Giants. Cardinals went forward late in again, story is, couldn't convert a third down to save their lives. And it seems like everything in the offense just went kaput after the first quarter. Which, you know, when you have your starting quarterback, Matt Leinart, have basically an interception every 10 pass attempts, something ain't right there. You might want to try something different at quarterback. And you see Trent Dilfer, he came in and he put on a show. 24 for 59, yeah, not the best of percentages, but 315 yards, 2 touchdowns. Sure, he threw 2 picks, but Alex Smith threw 2 picks himself, and he wasn't getting the job done, really, for San Francisco. And that's the game review for Week 1. And I'm going to break the injury report into a separate episode, so I will see you all next time.